What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be back to work on the Ford F-150 Tremor. As you guys seen in the previous episode, we got a lot of work done on this truck. We got the body work done. We went ahead and reassembled the entire interior, changed out all of the airbags. Now, in today's episode, we are going to be getting this thing prepped for some paint. We also have a lot of new parts. Check this out. We have a front shutter that goes on the top. Then we have the lower shutter. We also have a cold air intake, which is gonna make this thing sound super awesome. We got a leveling kit, because as you can see, this thing is way too low in the front. I don't know why they didn't just go ahead and level out the Ford Tremors, but they didn't. So we got a nice little leveling kit, which is gonna level out the truck. It's basically what we did on the Ford F-150. And then check this out, we got our new hood hinge, because this one was a little bit damaged, and we're gonna go ahead and install that. And we do have some pretty good news on the BMW M2. Check this out. We got the headlight working perfectly. Let me just turn the car on. Now, as you can see, this light is on. Both of these rings are on. And basically all I had to do is I had to change another sensor. There was a sensor for the door. It's like for the keyless entry. And the reason why I couldn't program it, because there was an error code, and whenever there's an error code on a BMW, usually it won't let you like program or code anything. But we got this thing done, which is super nice. We basically just let it sit over the weekend, came back with a fresh head, and got it knocked out. So I think the first thing we're gonna do on this truck is go ahead and install the new radiator condenser and install the upper and lower shutter. And we also have to actually install the motor onto the shutter. This is actually good that this didn't get lost. I guess when that old shutter broke apart, this kind of just popped out. Just gets unscrewed right there. Then you somehow slide it in between right here, and it should be good to go. So let's go ahead and get started on this truck. Go ahead and take this entire front end apart and start installing some new parts. Check it out, we got the shutters installed and the AC condenser, and then we kind of started this thing up and the shutter automatically closed on top. It didn't close the bottom one, but I got everything nice and installed. And then we routed all the wires right here. We also have a plug for the camera, which the camera actually goes onto the front emblem, I'm pretty sure. We're gonna have to look into that. And then I think this is the spray washer for it, but got everything basically buttoned up here. Also got a cold air intake on there. That thing looks absolutely amazing. K&N, some of the best cold air intakes on the market. Now that we have all that done, it's time to go ahead and work on our new hood hinge. We need to go ahead and sand this hood hinge down, give it a nice paint job so we can go ahead and reinstall it, because we're about to get ready to put the fender back on. And we are also gonna have to glue this little shield back on right here, because we don't want no road noise whenever you're going down the road. So let's go ahead and get that new hinge sanded down and sprayed in. So check it out, we got the hood hinge on there for good. Now it's time to go ahead and throw the fender on. Now before we do that, we kind of were just test fitting the fender before. Now we need to go ahead and take off this little shield off the old fender and basically glue it back onto the truck. And this right here is gonna make sure that no wind noise happens whenever you're driving down the road, because if you don't put this on, you'll definitely have some wind noise. So let's go ahead and get it off this fender right here and glue it on the truck. So now that the fender is all bolted on, we're gonna go ahead and start prepping this thing for paint. We need to sand the hood, the fender, and obviously block out all this primer right here. So let's go ahead and tape off all the areas we don't wanna sand and get this thing sanded out so we can take it to the paint booth. So there it is, guys. The Ford F-150 Tremor is ready for some paint. We're gonna have to wait for an opening at the paint booth, but we got everything nice and sanded. We'll also take off the door handle at the paint booth. I just wanted to leave it on for now because it's really hard to get in there if you take the door handle off. But everything looks really good. Sanded out the hood, the fender, the valence piece. Everything is good to go on this truck. Now we're actually gonna pull my Subaru WRX inside because, as you guys know, after I got it painted, it's kind of just been sitting over there and we need to finish that thing up. So now it's time to get to work on the Subaru WRX. You guys haven't seen this thing in quite some time because we've been really busy with the Tremor. Now that we have a little stopping point because we need to take it to paint, we're gonna go ahead and reassemble this entire car. I think we're gonna start off with the front end. We need to take off this bumper because I kind of just put it on there to drive over to my dad's shop. But we have all the new pieces for it. We got a new little side piece right here, and then we also have the original one on the bumper, because as you guys know, this thing got hit by a deer, so it kind of just went up. It didn't really mess with any of the undercarriage, which I actually like a lot, because you don't have to spend time worrying about suspension parts, undercovers, or anything like that. But anyways, let's go ahead and pop this bumper off and start reassembling it. guys, the entire front end on this Subaru is all back together except for the hood scoop. And unfortunately, when I ordered the hood scoop from the dealer, they actually sent me the lower part and they sent me 2 of them. So I have to return one, but we went ahead and ordered one on eBay because the hood scoop from the dealer is on back order, which kind of sucks. So it's gonna take a little bit to put on, but we can always put that on later. But the front end turned out absolutely amazing. All the gaps look good. I did kind of just try to wash it because it's been sitting outside for like the past month and it was a little bit dirty. But now we're gonna move on to the interior. As you guys know, we did replace the dashboard in this car, replace the dashboard, replace the steering wheel airbag, and now it's time to go ahead and reinstall the seat belts, which we actually shipped off to Safety Restore. Got these suckers rebuilt professionally. Check that out. They do basically all of our seat belts, all of our modules. So if you guys are looking to get your seatbelts restored or your module or get your color changed on your seatbelts, definitely check out safetyrestore.com. Also use the promo code vTuned15 to get 15% off. Now let's go ahead and get these seatbelts back into the car, install the module, and the interior of this car will be 100% complete. And basically the only thing we will be missing on this car is that simple hood scoop. So there it is, guys. The Subaru is officially almost complete. I'd say 99%. Basically, all it needs is that little hood scoop right there, which will take about 5 to 10 minutes to install. This thing will be done, and hopefully we can go ahead and start daily driving this thing because the M2 is actually sold. We're just finishing up a couple of things on it, and the new owner is going to come pick that thing up so we can just start daily driving this car right here. I mean, these cars are nice. They get good gas mileage. It's a 4-door, so you can carry car parts and stuff like that. But yeah, basically done. Inside the interior, we also got everything done. Check that out. It is a little messy in here, but we got both seat belts on, no airbag light over there. Everything is good to go. Although we will probably have to replace that radio. It's acting a little bit weird. But yeah, this thing is pretty much done. New set of tires, fresh paint job on the rims, and then this thing will be good to go, and we'll probably sell this thing here soon. I mean, we got a pretty good deal on it. Replace everything with OEM parts, so I think somebody will like this thing in the future. As with the Mustang, we do have a lot of cool parts for that thing. Honestly, I kind of forgot that thing existed. It's kind of just been sitting over there. We got some new rims for it, so in the next episode we'll go ahead and put the new rims on it, put some new fenders on it, put a lot of cool mods on that car, and then we're probably gonna go ahead and sell that car too. I kind of want to just sell everything, get rid of all my projects, and kind of start fresh, especially for the new year. Just get rid of all these cars and probably just start buying cooler projects, maybe do something like the Mustang again. Maybe we'll get started on the Mustang. I don't know. Honestly, fixing cars is just so much nicer. It's so much cleaner. It's so much better. And these old classic cars, they just take so much money and time. It's really not worth it. You don't really get as much views on it. And it's kind of just a big old headache, which I kind of don't even like dealing with. But we'll see here in the future. The F150 Tremor is basically ready to go. We're just waiting for a spot to open up in the paint booth. Get this thing to the paint booth, get this sucker painted in. I mean, it's ready to go. Everything is nice and sanded. The bodywork turned out absolutely amazing. We sanded out the body line, straightened it up, sanded the fender, sanded the hood, also sanded the front valence. I don't think we are going to paint the bumper. We're actually going to just see how it matches, and then if we have to paint it, we'll probably paint it later. But it looks like a solid white. There's no like pearl or anything in there, so I think it will match up perfectly. I know it's kind of like an alpine white on a BMW, and it usually matches all the time, especially if you get the better paint, if you don't cheap out with the cheap stuff. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be a wrap for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's gonna be a little bit of a shorter video, but nonetheless, we got a lot of work done on the cars, got the truck ready for paint, got the Subaru basically all put together. We can go ahead and start driving this thing, testing it, making sure everything is perfect on it. Once we get that hood scoop, we can put that on, and bam, that thing will be 100% complete. And then same thing with the Mustang. We will get started back on this thing. Just got to get a couple more things in and build an awesome, incredible car. But if y'all enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that like button. Also follow us on Instagram at vTuned. Thanks for watching.